I made the headlines in the Gibraltar Chronicle. In the same edition, there was an interesting story about a triple christening, which then led to me meeting my fiancée. It was the 9th of May 1964. We were both 17 and I met her at the dance.
In February last year, Rebecca Farr spoke to a number of people who had a story to tell. These are their stories, memories of a different Gibraltar to today.
My passion has been, as I'm a history student, to record living memory, and I thought about doing a project where I could combine getting the stories of our older generations with our younger generations. So it actually started as a collaboration with the Rock Retreat, and we held a sketch safari, and I put a call out for members of our older generations to come and sit down with me and tell me their stories about growing up in the Old Town specifically. You know, the Old Town is a historic gem in Gibraltar, and there's so much life that used to be there, patio life, community. So, asking people from the 1950s to 70s telling me about their childhood memories is what I really wanted.
In March 2024, during a sketch safari with the Rock Retreat, artists were invited to sketch in the Old Town and hear stories from the interviews conducted.
So many stories. I mean, lovely stories in, anecdotes, and one in particular, one of my participants, Tommy Smith, he used to play football in the Upper Town in an area called Aranga, and every time they would kick the ball, it would go over this wall, and they'd shout pelota, pelota, asking for someone to pass them back the ball. And if the person who saw the ball didn't want to, they'd get booed, and if they did, they'd get cheered on, which maybe still happens today, but it's one of those stories that he really remembers vividly. And then some of the stories are also shared. There's local characters in there. There's Paloma, the Calentita seller. There's shops which people have all been to, or their parents took them to. A bargain store, Wembley stores, Tony's ice cream shop. So really we did like a sort of route following through the Old Town and Main Street and finding the stories along the way from the people that we sat down with.
What began as a passion project grew into a significant piece of oral history, preserving the past for generations to come. The audio of these interviews is also available at gibraltarheritagetrust.org.gi. The book was launched by Heritage Trust Chairman Ian Balestrino at the Main Guard, with guests including those who had contributed to the book. Me Acuerdo, Memories of Gibraltar's Old Town, is now available.